Hello and welcome back to Cello from the Beginning. This is exercises 5 through 8 of learning eighth notes. So if you've just found this in a search, you'll want to go to the playlist and go back to the introduction to eighth notes and then the first exercise, exercises 1 through 4, the first full lesson for learning eighth notes. So we're on exercise 5 now. We have a new rhythmic pattern, 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. That's our pattern. Now we're going to be walking up the D scale, O134, A134, repeat the top note, come back down. And we're going to change twice as often as our previous 4 exercises. So we're going to change every 2 beats instead of every 4 beats in terms of our fingers. So it'll be like this. And so on. So let's try this. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. 1, 3, 4, A. 1, 3, 4. Stay here. 4, 3, 1. A. Here it is. 4, 3, 1. D. Okay, that's a challenging exercise because we're moving more frequently with the left hand, and the way the left hand and the right hand relate in terms of rhythm is easy to throw you off. So you may need to slow this down, like that's perfectly fine. Let's go through it once at that tempo so you have a video to work with. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. 1, 3, 4, A. 1, 3, 4, 4, 3, 1. A. Here comes a string crossing. 4, 3, 1, D. Okay, take your time on exercise 5. Lots of stuff going on here that will be easy to get confused on. When you're feeling good about exercise 5, then we'll go on to exercise 6. Now, exercise 6 is a revisiting of what we did in exercise 3 of going where we're going up the D string, O134, but alternating with the open A. The pattern here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll be glad to know we're back to changing the finger only every measure instead of every 2 beats. So lots of string crossings though. Let me show you a little bit of it before we play together. Nice and slow. D, A, D, and A. 1, A, 1, and A. 3, A, 3, and A. 4, A, 4, and A. Then we play that pattern descending. We start on 4, 3, 1, and then at the very end, D, A, D, and D. So we don't do the string crossing back to the A on the very last note. You'll see it in the music there. Okay, let's do this slowly and controlled. Lots and lots of string crossings happening here. So here we go. Find our hand position roughly. Right? Even though we're starting with an open string, we want to have our hand in the right place. 1, 2, 3, and 4. D, A, D, A. 1, 3, Stay there. 4, 3, 1. D. Now you're welcome to try and speed that up as you get more confident, as your position, your control improves. But don't try to go fast the very first time. Try to make sure everything is clean, even, in tune, good string crossings. All right, let's look now at exercise 7. So this one has, in fact, no string crossings. So we get away from that. What it does have is a lot of eighth notes, but the patterns are two finger patterns, or 2 note patterns, strictly speaking. And the rhythm will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 3 beats of eighth notes and the 4th beat quarter, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. In each measure, we use a 2-note pattern. The first measure is open and 1. Next measure is 1 and 3. 3 and 4. 4 to 3. That same thing again. 3 moving to 1. 1 moving to open. And then a slightly different pattern here at the end. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 4. Just to end on the right note. So let's try this. We'll go a little slower than that. Nice hand position there. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 0, 1. 1, 3. 3, 4. 4, 3. 4, 3. 3, 1. 1 open. 0, 1. 4. Okay. That one is not so challenging on the bow, I don't think. It moves around a fair amount on the left hand. So again, work that one slowly, but try to get it going faster. I think we can reasonably get to something like... once you get used to playing those patterns, I think you can really speed it up. Exercise 8. This is it. So this one, we have movement, and then we take a break for the left hand. So it's all eighth notes on the bow. The whole thing, we're going to move through every note in eighth notes. So we're going to start slowly so you can get the patterns down. But the way this works is we will go, we'll change every note for the first 2 beats, and then we'll hold a note in terms of the left hand on beats 3 and 4. So like this. Move. Hold. Move. Hold. Move. And so on. And you'll notice that the pattern that we're doing is we're going up and down 5 notes. D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D. Then we do the same pattern, but we start a note higher. E, F, G, A, B, B, A, G, F, E. Same pattern, but starting a note higher. F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F. Same pattern, but starting a note higher. G, A, B, C, D. Now the last measure is different because we just play all the way down the scale. That's the only measure where all 4 beats we change on every eighth note. So we're going to start this one nice and slow to give the left hand a chance to really learn what's going on. So let's try that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now we move to first finger. Move to third finger. Move to fourth finger. Here it comes, all the way down. Okay, if you need to go slower than that, if you struggled with that, if it was too fast, that is fine. Also, remember, you can break this up. So just learn the first measure, or the first 2 measures, because that's a pattern. That would be a great way to practice this if you have any difficulty with it at all. Practice in the 2 measure groups and go very slow if you need to. Gradually speed up that 2 measure group until you've got it, you're very confident with it. Then go on to the next 2 measure group. So, we're going from D to A, open to open, 1 to 1, 3 to 3, and 4 to 4, right? That's how the ascending scales work. So take those in 2 measure groups if you're having any trouble at all, and go as slow as you need to. Never, ever, ever feel bad about practicing something slowly to learn it. I do it all the time. If there's something difficult, I have to start slowly so that I can get my fingers understanding and get that finger memory of what I'm doing and get the coordination between left and right hand. So, you can go, if you need to go like this. Or even slower. That is fine. That is great. You want to play well, not so much fast. Fast always comes when you've learned the left hand, when you've learned the right hand, when you've got your neurons firing and wired, and then it's all there. You can always go faster. You can come back to this, 2 months from now, and a speed that you were struggling with today will be no problem. That's progressive learning. That's how we learn. So don't feel compelled to do it at any particular tempo. You play it at the tempo that you can play it well at. And then you challenge yourself to go a little faster, a little faster. And I hope that you will practice hard. And coming up next, we'll have a new piece that uses eighth notes. So that's why we have this little interlude of eighth note reading and eighth note playing and getting used to the bow and the finger changes, because our next piece will have eighth notes in it. So I look forward to you being back for our next lesson.